Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Today's card actually just started off as this Christmas decoration, but I thought it would be quite nice to gift, and so I've added it to a card base. For this one I have used paper from the Peaceful Prints Celebration pack. So this paper pack you can earn for free with a qualifying order of £45 or more in my online Stampin' Up shop up until the 30th of September 2021. So that's the paper that I've used. The stamp set that I used is from the Painted Christmas suite and is called Christmas to Remember. It's a lovely font. There's lots of beautiful sentiments in this one. I've just used that Merry Christmas one on there. And my card base is 6 by 6 inches. So I used 12 by 12 card, cut it in half and then scored it in half, just because of the size of this little Christmas wreath decoration that's on there. I backed my sentiment with some of the gold metallic speciality paper, and these little holly leaves, let me just bring that up so you can see the detail on them, is fabulous. These are from the same Stampin' Up suite and they're called gold holly leaves. They have two different sizes, but they're both absolutely fabulous. There's an extra bit in there. And then just some red rhinestones to finish that off. I punched a hole in my decoration and put some of the Simply Elegant trim through that, so that comes in gold or silver in the same pack. Use the gold obviously to coordinate with these. Now, when I did my card base, I try and get this undone. If not, I might show you once I've made another one of these how I put it together onto the card. But I do want it to be so that somebody can take the decoration off the card and use that in their Christmas decorations in years to come. So all I did was after I had embossed my Sahara Sand layer with the Merry Melody 3D embossing folder, I punched 2 holes and simply put that piece of the ribbon through like so, tied a knot, then made sure that the other piece of the trim is in between the bits of the ribbon, so not on top of that. And because I hadn't glued my layer on when I did this bit, I actually tucked that knot in behind the where the ribbon goes through there. So I made sure that when I put the card layer on, that I didn't put any glue on that bit there, so that the recipient can take that off again. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck that in there. And if you've got that tight enough, then it shouldn't fall down on that. So, nice and easy. These decorations, I have seen origami wreaths of various different descriptions, and this one I thought was probably the easiest one to try. but unfortunately I couldn't find, well, to be honest, I didn't look for a video. I saw a photo tutorial on Pinterest and thought that'll do. So I'm using pieces that are 4 inches square. So I took my 12 by 12 sheet of Painted Christmas Designer Series paper and I cut that into 3 4-inch by 12-inch strips and then cut it into 4-inch sections. So that means that you get 9 of these 4 by 4 pieces from your piece of 12 by 12. Now, if you watched my last video, you might recognise the paper because I used that to make these cards. So my one leftover, because I only need 8 for these wreaths, my leftover bits I used for those cards. So waste not, want not. So you need 8 pieces, and to start off you're just putting the 2 ends together and giving that burnish. Put that edge in up to your score line that you've already done there. Okay, and then do the same with this one. So you end up with that. Okay, so half it and then put those 2 bits in like so, and with the open end at the top you then want to make that corner come down to that edge there. Okay, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky when you're using such lovely thick designer series paper as I am. Then you want to take this one, do the same, just bring that right down to there and give that a burnish as well. And then the last bit is to bring those 2 points together and burnish that piece there. Excuse me a moment, I've got a beep that is annoying me. I need to deal with it. Okay, I think I got that. So we want to do that. Now on this one I did the same paper for all. This time I have swapped it out, so I've got 2 different designs from the pack, and I'm going to alternate them round my wreath. Okay, so fold in half, bring that edge in to your fold, do the same, bring that edge in to the fold, trying to keep it straightish. Happy with that, I can burnish it. Then open end at the top, bring that corner down to meet your edge there so that you've got that point. Same again, bring the corner down to the bottom, burnish that, then bring your 2 points together and burnish the middle piece. Okay, so I've got 2. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest just now. I've got these 4 that I have now done, and I've got 4 that I've already started to put together, just to try and speed things up. Now obviously this paper is a lot thicker than origami paper, so it's a little bit more difficult to put together, but essentially holding this piece like that, you've got 2 little pockets, which are those bits there on this one. So on the previous one, I want to put a tip in each of those 2 little pockets, and then press that in. Okay, take the next one. Those are the 2 little pockets at the top of the one we've just put in. Move that out of the way so you can see. So we've got little pocket there, little pocket there. Put the tip of this one into the little pockets on the previous one and slide that in. Okay, now further round you get, the more difficult it is to do. So you can use your bone folder just to try and open up those pockets a little bit. Okay, to pop that tip in there, and that tip in the other one, slide it in. Okay, I don't worry about the shape of it at the moment. Once we've got all of the bits together, you can kind of play about with it. I might use my take your pick actually, just to kind of open that so I can slide that in there, and do the same. Like so. Once you get the tips in, it's fine, you can play about with it. It's just manipulating all of those layers there. And the last one is exactly the same, but it's obviously already attached at one end. Actually makes it that little bit easier to do. So as I say, once you've got them all in, you can kind of play about and make sure that you're happy with the shape of it. Once you are, then all I did was, I have a crocodile, which is fabulous for punching holes through lots of layers, and has 2 different hole sizes. So I'm just using the smaller one, and I just want to put that in the centre there. Much easier to try and put a hole through there because you're only going through 4 pieces of paper, whereas I think there's probably about 32 pieces in the middle there. It's really quite thick. Okay, so little hole there, and then use whatever ribbon or string or twine or trim that you want to use. So I'm going to stick with what I used on the last one. And what I would say is you can attach these just as it is to a gift or to your Christmas tree. You could add them all to a length of ribbon. Let me just grab, say, that red ribbon, and you could make, so you would tie that one there, you would put another one on there, and then you've got a whole garland that you could do, display at Christmas time. So lots of different ideas. I just thought it would be quite neat to add one to a Christmas card, but I think this one's probably going to go on my tree. Okay, so just trim that down a little bit, get rid of the excess there. If you were doing a garland, you would probably want to make sure that you had them at the same height, so that they don't go wibbly wobbly all over the place, unless that's the look you want. Maybe you do. So I have just a little scrap of basic white. Now I tend to end up with quite a lot of little scraps of basic white when I've trimmed down card layers and things like that. I keep them all in a little drawer. Show you. So there's lots of different sizes, but there's lots of little bits in there. That way, if I need one for a sentiment, then I've got one. I don't have to chop into a lovely fresh sheet when I've already got one ready. Okay, so just stamping that in the middle. Lovely. That was real red ink that I used, which I think is probably my favourite Christmas red, but not my favourite red. I'm just going to trim that down like so. I've got a little scrap of that lovely gold, and if I put that on there in the glue, pop that on. Because of the texture, it does take a minute or so to stick fast on that. Just doing that. Now you can either just use your trimmer or your snips or whatever. I've got my little trusty guillotine here. That gives me a nice little edge around there. I do wish Stampin' Up would sell that guillotine again. It was available for a short while as a joining offer, and it's never been seen again, which is a shame because it's so handy. So just putting a little bit of glue on the ends there so that I can place that onto there. And again, the back of that speciality paper is quite glossy, so give it a moment to actually stick. Well, you want to do something else, you can put a block on it to hold it in place for you. So I just want to find those little leaves that I've covered up on my desk. There they are. I want a couple of big ones and one of the little ones. Perfect. These are so sweet. And for the berries, I used some red rhinestones. Oops, I've got an extra one there. Leave that to the side. Once again, just a little bit of glue on the back of that. Oh, I thought I had a little one there. I've got all big ones. There we go, that's a little one. Put that one back. Still got one too many. Oh, dearie me. Bit more glue, Heather. Hold that in place. A little bit of glue on this one. And just tuck that under there, like so. And final touch was to add those little red gems. So all of the directions on the products that I have used for this ornament and for this card will be in my blog post. There'll be a link to that blog post in the description bar below. Just give that a wee click and you can use the links there to shop for the products that I have used. If you've enjoyed this project, please do give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you're new to my channel, I'd love you to click on that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.